Hello. I say hello. How are you guys? Everybody having a wonderful day? Oh my goodness, I have so many of these thingies. I have so many of these banners. Hi, everybody. How are you in the middle of the afternoon? Like, what? I forgot to drink my coffee this morning. We hit the ground running this morning, and so it was half a cup was sitting there at the coffee machine still, and I went, let me change that. So I fixed it, and I filled the cup, decided since it felt like morning that I might as well come here. Been a long time. Yeah. Hi, everybody. How are you doing this morning? So last Friday night we had a class. So we're going to talk about this a little quickly. We had a class and we were talking about grounding. So this was an in-store class that we had. So I have a question. How many of you are actually actively ground? Like how many of you actually put thought into grounding? Stepping out, oh, you're peachy. I'm finer than a frog hair. But how many of you guys actively go outside or find a way to ground and incorporate this into your daily practice? Nicole does. That's awesome. It's important. It's important as we move forward, and especially in this diverse energy. Anybody feel the diverse energy last week? Oh my God. Oh my God. I think I got bit by a bug. That's why it's so much more important in this type of energy to be grounding.
Squirrel.
Tammy Nelson, how are you? I do, and I have to. I'm always in need of more grounding. Absolutely. These energies have been so extreme. Who's feeling it? It was spastic. That's the great word for it. Spastic. The energies have been off the chart insane. We were fairly close to you, Tammy. We were in Raleigh for a big expo in Raleigh, and we had so much fun. But we were going to try and slide up to Virginia and say hi, but our times did not work out, so we didn't make it up that way. I'm not sure if we're going to be back in the spring or not. We had so much fun in Raleigh, so we might be up there again. As Tammy says, the energy has her all over the place, and honestly has you feeling drained. Who's got the depression that goes with it? I mean, there's a lot of yuck going on. Hershey, the shadow reader, says, as an air sign, I'm always needing to be grounded. Absolutely, right? Water signs, get out there and ground. Holy crap, you guys. So if you're finding that you're feeling a little wonky or spastic, make sure you're taking the time to give yourself the grace to go ground. Go ground. Tammy says, oh man, I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Hope you make it up there. Hey, come on up. The big D word, right, Heather? And people are very reluctant to talk about depression and things like that, but they're tied hand in hand with these energies that are going out here, especially if you're an air sign or a water sign and you're trying to keep your shit together. Who's felt like your shit's not together? Like all your ducks, you used to have them in a row and they went all like this. They're gone. They're everywhere. And you got to try and go back and round them up. So grounding is a really important thing right now. If you're not doing it, it doesn't have to be complicated. What do you guys do to ground? Your ducks are everywhere. Mary Lynn's like, my ducks are everywhere. So very true. Hi, Ariel. Good morning, Samantha. It's afternoon. I'm sorry. It's in the afternoon. So I will be doing some readings, but I just wanted to talk about constantly I don't have ducks. I have squirrels and they're spastic. We have the turkeys. The air conditioning's on, so you guys can't hear the turkeys. And I actually think that they're it's warm out, so they're out sitting under the trailers at the moment. And we're gonna have to start penning them up. So, but yeah, it is time to ground, you guys. What do I do to ground? I actually like to drop my energy, especially if I am being consistent and doing like Qigong or something like that. There's a practice within Qigong when you're standing there and you're doing standing meditation, and I can just feel my energy just kind of seep down and relax. Evelina, first time here. How are you? Tammy goes barefoot outside. Lucky to have a magical yard to go stand or lay in. Hybrid Angel, Lovely to meet you as well. I love Qigong as well. I'm not as, I used to be very consistent in doing it. I like White Tiger Qigong, but the Flying Geese, I like that one as well. But I haven't been as consistent as I should be. And it does make a difference. It does make a difference, but I'm trying to get back into it consistent. We'll see. But anyways, there's this technique where you just kind of allow your energy to drop on down through, and it's during standing meditation. And it's something as when you learn to do it, you can sit there and just incorporate that into what you're doing at the moment. And easy to do, but it's so important. Grounding, that's what we're talking about, you guys. Grounding in these really, really diverse energies that are, give me a word. I mean, just, I've seen a couple. There's spastic, squirrely. What was the other one? Oh, come on. I know I saw it. Spastic, squirrely, chaotic, all these things, right? It's important to take care of yourself. That's a big deal. It's a big deal, especially for people that are reaching out there energetically. And by that, I don't mean just readers. I mean people that are looking for readings. If you're reaching out there energetically, looking for someone to read your energy, you put yourself out there. You need to take care of your energy too. It's not all about, that free reading. It is about once you do that, your guides go, look at that. And then you've set yourself out energetically. So make sure you're taking care of yourself. Self-care isn't just about pedicures, people. Self-care is... Hi, Cheryl Baker. How are you? How are you guys this morning? I thank you for the 101 and 101 in late bloomers. Everything starts with ground, center, protect. I started my practice with that. Thank you, Tammy. That's important to hear today. So let's move on. First time here, Erica Riviera. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If it's you guys' first time, keep in mind, one of my major animals totems is a squirrel, so I have to keep bringing myself to center, back to the conversation. So if you find that we go down rabbit holes, then that is exactly what we do. This isn't just about free readings. This group in the comment section is a community that are incredible. They help lift each other up every day in every way. And we, because Mr. Fry is actually sitting right here, are always very honored to have people. Hi, Pam Lowe. How are you? Step in and have a chat with us. So what we're going to do today is we're also going to talk about extraterrestrial energy, which I didn't know about until this very moment. So let's do it. Let's do it. Who on here? I love comment interaction, right? You'll see every once in a while I start asking for comments. And I do that because I want you to feel involved. This isn't just a sit and watch program. This is a, Heather John says, Mr. Fry. This is where we have dialogue. Sandy Sargent, how are you? But today we're going to talk about some extraterrestrial energy. I'm also going to share that I think possibly we're talking about Wednesday night having a specimen sale. Now, these are specimens that have never been offered to the public. These are specimens that through us. These are specimens that are off the chart, beautiful, gorgeous stuff. So we have had them in the back in boxes, and we have decided that it is time to start moving them to new homes. We have not offered them in the store or online. So these will be a special sale that we have going Wednesday night.
Sure.
I'm saying Wednesday night. Okay. Ooh, yeah, azurite. And not like azurite malachite, but like azurite in specimen form and chrysocolla in specimen form. I mean, it's some really beautiful. There's a lot of different things that we're going to, yeah. If you're looking to increase your specimens, let me tell you what. Yep, I will post about that this afternoon, so you can follow the invite for that. But that is going to be, and it's after that, I don't know what we're going to do with them. So anyways, moving on. Everybody's saying good morning. Or hi, Sam. Okay, it's not morning anymore. You'll be flying home from Georgia. Did you guys see Bob Seger passed away? No words. No words. Okay. Let us do this. Can I get a whoop whoop in the room? I know it's so sad. It is so sad. So 80s kids, 90s, you know what? I don't think there's anybody out there that hasn't heard a Bob Seger song or some version. Your plant room is telling you need new specimens. Okay. Gotcha. Is it Ariel or Ariel? We have a goddaughter named Ariel. Ariel. Oh, we're going to talk about. Okay, so we're going to talk about it. All right, fine. So my guides, I pick up these cards, and my guides are like, "But we don't need to do that. You know, we don't need to do that." Okay, fine. I know. Cards, I like to have them in my hand to shuffle, and those are a really large deck to shuffle. Linda Norton, how the hell are you? I haven't seen you. I miss you. Oh, we had so much fun, you guys. Okay, Ariel, stay on Ariel, and then I got to go back to this. Okay, what was I going to talk about? Practical magic.
No idea.
I know. There's no idea. So I want to talk about Ariel, and I want to talk about extraterrestrials. I want to talk about Lyrians. Ariel, I don't know what you do. I don't know what your wheelhouse is of information, but I want to talk about the generosity of your soul. I want to talk about how much you give out to other people. And this comes with this Lyrian energy, this extraterrestrial energy. They're also saying, so there must be a lot of old souls on here today. Give me a shout out. Give me a yes if you guys think, if you think you have been here a long time, if you feel you're an extraterrestrial energy, a star seed, throw a shout out here. Linda has COVID. Girl, in and out. Just we're going to push that energy right out. So Ariel, that really generous nature, you have this full feeling to your energy that almost like bursts there, not like alien bursts, but like jokes flows through from you to others. So you create a wave behind you of people that want to help other people. I need you to know that. Plodding on, I hear you. Nicole's boyfriend comes from the Lyrian lineage. Not like an alien burst. Yeah, we don't want the alien burst. We don't need that in our life. But it flows through you, it flows from you, and it helps other people see what generosity looks like. And I need you to know that. And I feel like you're younger, like you're a younger person. As you grow older into more of a matriarchal energy, right? You're going to find that you're going to be the person that people want to come to for support, not just emotional support, but they may want to move in with you. That's your call. Yeah. Okay. You're 26. You're going to find that people are going to want to be taken care of by you. Let me tell you that this is not always taking care of yourself. Okay. You have to learn how to make sure there's a line between helping somebody with a hand up or handing out all of your energy and give. So please make sure you're paying attention to that. Because your guides are like, you will find that people are going to come to you with their hand out and expect to not have to do anything in return. And what happens, and I'm just going to tell you what they're telling me, and I don't think anybody's ever seen me do this either. You're going to find somebody that's going to want to live on your couch and eat your food and get angry when you get angry. Okay? Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. Value yourself the way you valued yourself in many other lifetimes. And have the self-realization to say no to some things. Look up Lyrians if you don't know what they are. They're amazing energies. Can I get another whoop? Can I get a whoop in there? I hope that helps. Can I get a whoop? But I didn't know we were doing extraterrestrials today, but this is what we're doing. Star seeds. We're going to talk about star seeds. Oh, trust my cutoff strong game. Now give the energy. I now give the energy I'm given. Gotcha. Okay. As long it doesn't go against my morals. If it doesn't go against your morals, absolutely. Knowing when to say no is important. So somebody might not like this. And that's okay. Hi, Jansen. How are you today? I'm going to go with Christy Perez. So I have an energy coming across. Actually, I want to talk about a couple different past lives for you. I want to talk about Orion past life, and that's a little bit more strategic of a past life with a little bit of a smidgen of Pleiadian. So I kind of feel like this is an extraterrestrial lifetime where there was a little bit of commingulation there. And so they're talking about kind of a conflict in that particular past life where it was, this is what they thought you should be and this is what you actually were, and there's a standard. And it's so funny because my guides are giving me like Spock, like they're going like, but this is who you should be in this particular past life, not this lifetime. And I'm we'll get there, okay? But they're saying you broke boundaries in this particular starseed past life. You broke boundaries. And then I want to talk about another past life. So just know that these energies flow into these lifetimes that we're living right now. Okay, so I'm good. Stupid internet, I hear you, Renee. Where'd I go here? I was talking to Christy Perez. So the other past life I want to talk about is a past life where you pushed boundaries. So they have a theme for some of the things you were doing with past lives. And I don't want to freak you out, but the very first thing I get for this particular past life is reptilian. Now, don't freak. Okay. Everybody wants to freak out when they hear the word reptilian. I think that there are, and I have done some light language with a wonderful, wonderful reptilian energy that was all about being helpful. And this particular energy, I wish I knew where the card was. This particular, might be right here because I don't think I put it too far. This particular reptilian energy, and what they're telling me with this is you were against the norm for that particular setup of people. I'm looking for the card because I wrote it on a card and I don't think I put it too far. There it is. I didn't think I put it too far away because I was fascinated by this. Let's see. I'm so sorry. Pam Lowe says that her brother passed away on Saturday. Everybody's sending wonderful energy to Pam. So I don't even remember what this card says. I know that it is light language, and we did it in a session that we took a class on this, and it was totally amazing. But in addition to the light language, I also got the meanings behind the words. I just instinctively kind of knew what was going on, what was going on with it. But this was the light language that I was given. And when I asked, because I was like, I don't know who I'm talking to, because myself went, oh no, we can't be talking to reptilians. Reptilians are bad. We can't talk to reptilians. That's not a good thing. And that's when they gave me the eye. They're like, no, this is okay. And the energy that came across was totally amazing. But this particular conversation that I had with this light being brought across information that said that not everybody is horrible. Like there's good and bad in everything, right? There's good and bad all over the world. And there's also good and bad in extraterrestrial races. But in that particular lifetime, as a reptilian extraterrestrial, you did push the boundaries on what they thought should be happening and what you thought should be happening, and was more helpful than hurtful. So you have a habit of doing this in past lives. Oh, did I tell you we're a monk in a past life? I love the fact that my guides create ease with working with past lives, and the starseed past lives is fascinating. I actually have a specific library for starseed past lives. Like if I go into my Akashic halls, I have a card catalog off to the left that is starseed that I don't go into very often. But if I'm in my meditation, like deep down in a meditation, I have an actual looking like little, it looks like the Parthenon sitting off to the side that is starseed. It's totally amazing to step into. Christy's correct. You can't have the good without the bad. You have to have the shadow and the light so that you have a reflection of both. You have balance for both. And that is really, really amazing. So they're taking, and what they're saying with that in this particular lifetime that you're in right here, right now, is they're saying, hey, take the time to slow down and notice your balance. Okay. And I know a lot of people get all wrapped up in shadow work and soul retrieval and what's the other words, forms, all the things. What do they call it? Shadow work. I call it soul retrieval because I do it shamanically within the halls. I do past life soul retrieval of these fragments that get left behind. What is the other word? Mirror work. They call it that. Don't revolve there. Don't revolve there. Examine it, look at it, heal it, integrate it, and walk on. Walk right back into the light. So they're saying, make sure you keep your balance. Make sure you keep your balance. Oh, and with that, they're being funny as well. They're saying, hey, make sure you pick up your feet when you walk. If you go to trip, pay attention because this is a reminder. That's a horrible reminder. A reminder for you. Your spirit guides are like, hey, if she starts to trip, pay attention. Pay attention. They're trying to get your attention. Crappy way to do it, right? Who are we to guess? Onward. Oh, for onward. So I posted a picture on my personal page the other day. And it was so funny. Everybody was thinking we were in Vegas. Like my sister just called me and she's like, are you in Vegas? I'm like, why would I be in Vegas? And she's like, well, the picture you took, we assumed you were in Vegas. And I'm like, no, I was in Buffalo Wild Wings. We were looking for our favorite waitress, and I couldn't remember how she spelled her name on Facebook, but I know she just got offline or off work. And we thought we were in Vegas. It was funny as all get out. We're not in Vegas. We're home. I hope that helps, Christy. It's just a reminder that you do have good balance, even if you don't think you do. Okay, if everybody could share to a group that's relevant and not Knitters Anonymous, that would be fabulous. We would appreciate it so very much. And I'm saying I don't have a mouse in my pocket. My husband is right there. But he is muggling at the moment, so is unable to comment. Just throw your hand over here.
Yeah, I got comments.
I just need proof of life. Okay. Hi, everybody. So if it's your first time here, give me a shout out. Say first time, first time. There he is. Okay. Onward we go. Okay, let's see. Can I get a whoop whoop in the room? Samantha Duncan's first time, Sherry's first time, Angela's first time, Zara, I like that. Zara's first time, Conto's first time, Victoria Washington, Erica, Sweet Millicent. I love that. That's such a lovely name. Linda Norton says, hello, Mr. Fry. All right, let's see. And just because we're doing extraterrestrials at the moment doesn't mean that that's where we're going to stay through this whole thing. We never know where we're going to end up, right? That's just how it goes. Karen Riley's first time. Okay, Hybrid Angel's first time. Karen Riley. As soon as I read your name, I had, whoa, Kimmy Corpse, how are you? Let's see. We're talking extraterrestrials today and anything else that comes across. It's hard to believe that was 2 years ago. No, that was a year and a half ago. It was such an interesting class. Anyhow, you guys want to know what this light language says before I go forward? Australia. Who did I call?
Ghostbusters?
No. Karen Riley. I have to write it down or I will not remember. Okay. Karen Riley, I would like to, I know, look, all the first timers, everybody, so very welcome and so very glad to see you here. Karen Riley, I would like to talk about, I'm going to talk about a past life. And we'll see where it goes. It's not extraterrestrial in nature at this point, but I want to talk about a past life that talks about a different dialect. I have it's not a different language. And this is what's really interesting, you guys. I've had this question recently. When working with past lives and they're in a different country, how do you get through the language barrier? There's no language barrier. It's a universal understanding. I don't understand it other than that. So I know if I'm talking about a past life from France, I'm not actually going to be using their words, but I can describe
We
what
come from France.
we come from France. I can describe what they have going on in their life with the lessons. So it's an understanding. Okay. So I had somebody ask me that recently, and I wanted to bring that across. But this is a different twang to the dialect. It's like English, but it is a different twang. I feel like this person had two languages, actually, is why that whole language thing comes up.
We come from France.
Gosh, where are we at? Because I want to go to the deep south, actually.
America.
I want to go maybe down in Louisiana, down where the French is very prevalent. And maybe that's where the France comes from in that conversation. But there's such a strong dialect that it's a hard time to get past it, because I'm trying to wrap myself into the culture of where this person is. And I know that this person's it's a female past life, and I know that this person's by the water. So when I start these, I never know where I'm going. You've had readings from Chris. I like Chris. Chris is such a sweetheart. And he keeps going, Lisa, come on live with me. And I'm like, and inevitably I have something going on someplace else. And him and I are going to get together and we'll do readings together one afternoon. It's just, we have to make our schedules mesh. So this is definitely by the water. And this person keeps picking up the front of their skirt. So this is a woman, and she's not rich. She has on as she picks up her skirt, I can feel the texture of her skirt. It's like very rough woven, a rough woven skirt. I also know she has petticoats underneath her skirt. So she, and bloomers, such information. Have a good afternoon, Christy. Have a good afternoon. I hope that's helpful. This is for Karen Riley. Okay. You heard this is where the party is? Wait, oh my gosh, I got on the line. This is what I'm thinking, like Creole French, something along, absolutely, sweet Millicent. It has this feeling of, I can feel her step into the water. I can feel her okay. I can feel her, see that hit me? I feel her put her foot into the water, and where she's stepping, anybody ever step into a mushy pond? Like you step in and it's not a solid sand surface underneath. It's very muddy.
Stop.
Okay, you're done.
He doesn't feel like he's done.
I know. I don't feel like he's done either.
Tell him again.
I'm actually going to tell you that in this particular past life, and I don't do a lot of these, it's gross, right, Amanda? It is gross. When you step into a microbless pond that doesn't settle really good, it's kind of gross. But this also means there's not a whole lot of flow right in this spot too, because if it was a river, it would keep flowing. If it was a Mississippi, it'd keep flowing. So this is kind of like a bayou thing, it feels like. But I will say that this was a moment of surrender. This was a moment of surrender in a past life where she just kind of walks in. And I didn't know that when I first started that. So So Buford's losing his eyesight and his hearing. And his marbles in a very fast pace. And his sense of when it's dark, when it's light, and at 2:00 in the morning we're barking, and he's struggling, and we love him. So it's just so sweet. Anyhow, I know he is alive. Okay, so this is a surrender of moment, right? She is surrendering. She's moving into the water. She's walking into the water. She is letting go. She is committing suicide. That's what she's doing. And I'm supposed to talk about that in a minute. Okay. God love him. Yeah, it's sad. Since we lost Odin, he's been steadily going downhill. We have a cat outside. When he goes outside, he has total cataracts in one eye, and I can't. Elizabeth would break my heart. So this woman. That's interesting. So this woman, I'm like looking to see why, what was so helpless for her? What was so beyond what she felt as she could handle? And this is what I'm given. And I'm just going to walk you guys through this, and I apologize. I never know what I'm going to do or going to get when I walk into a past life. I never know. Okay. And the first thing I can see about her is her surrender is that she has um, binding scars on top, open wounds on top of scars on her hands. So she is been restrained quite often. And she talks about being transported. So she talks about being transported from one place to another, but not far. She hasn't gone over water anywhere, but she's been hauled from one place to another place to another place. And then I hear the word indentured. So I feel like her debt has been sold repeatedly, and she is working off her past debts. But then I hear that she wasn't born into being debt free. She was born into being, this is such weird language for me, but chattel. She was born into being chattel. So it's just there. She's giving me like information on how she lived. She did not have shoes. She didn't require shoes for whatever she did. She didn't require shoes. And the street where she walked was always mud. It was dirt or mud. Where she walked was dirt or mud. And I need some more information here. I will tell you that when she walked and she made the choice to surrender, she did so peacefully. She was not in a situation where she was bound. She felt she was gaining control of herself and making decisions that kept control in her court. I will tell you that there was a child, that she had a small boy. She had a little baby boy. I don't believe the child lived, and this was what really broke that. Like that broke that dam where she was just like, I can't take any more loss. I can't take any more pain. But that particular loss and that particular pain tripped her past the edge. I'm pretty sure that pretty much everybody on here can figure out what she was used for as she was moved around. She was 23 years old when, right around that age, when she decided to surrender. I also want to talk about some illness that she had picked up. She would bring up blood. She choked up blood. She would choke up blood, and her value went down. And I know her name started with a C. And I'm going to stop on that one. Just because she's going into like more physical abuse and things like that kind of put her to her decision. And that decision should not be judged harshly. We all come here with a knowing of, you get the gift of this story. I'm glad, Karen. We all come here with the knowing of what's going to happen, what challenges we're going to be met with, because we set them all up. And we say, I learned all these things over here. Now it's time for me to learn this. And we set that up, and we know when our end dates are, or we set up at possible end dates to be able to check out. And we also set up energy levels. Like we know this is going to be a shorter life, so we're going to give this much energy. And then when that sputters out, things can become too much. And you understand what the story is. So you understand what the benefit of this story in this life right now is. So I'm not going to go further on this because it's sad. Nobody wants to hear of a young life ending so quickly, right? And having so much hardship. But she also wants to go back to her feet. She wants to talk about her feet. She had pretty feet. She keeps showing me her feet. Ah, okay. So she shows me walking in the mud. And occasionally when I'm working with guides, they'll show me what's left in footprints. Like if you're having a really hard time, what grows in the footprints of the struggle. Okay. It's something my guides do. I don't know. But what she talks about is her footprints. She's like, but my footprints made a mark. I was here. I existed and I was important. And I left my mark somewhere in this world. And that's what she talks about. She's like, they weren't washed away. I made a mark somewhere. So we always leave a mark somewhere. Wherever we go, we create a ripple. That's what she did. She created a ripple. Somebody loved her. She loved herself too. So hopefully that's helpful. Like I said, I never know where I'm going when we start these. All right. Can I get a whoop whoop in the room? Everybody's like, no, we're all depressed now. Can I get a whoop whoop in the room? So as we do the whoop whoop, we had the Practical Magic Margarita evening at the store the other day, and we had people come from 3 hours away to come into the store. Had so much fun. It was just a blast. Isis, good afternoon. You going out to farm? Yeah. It's a cute look.
I appreciate your sarcasm.
Y'all, that's Sam the farmer man. I like his hat. He has to go rake hay. There. Anyhow. But yeah, we had a lot of fun. We're going to do it again in October. So in October, we're going to have spoon bending, and we're just going to do it for one day. It's not going to be the same week as the witchy weekend because of the witch's brew, because holy crap, that was exhausting. I think we have scheduled after the witch's brew. The next night we're going to do table tipping, I believe. But it was so interesting. So we were in Raleigh, and we were with Jansen and Meredith Reed and Adam, and be damned if those tables didn't dance there in the middle of that convention. Those tables move. Best hat for haymaking, right, Lawrence?
Almost like Amish wearing that thing.
Living in an Amish paradise, baby. Amish paradise.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm out. Oh,
good.
Look, Barky wants in.
Barky wants back in. Okay. No, it didn't dance for you, did it, Katrina? Pamela said no.
What? What Pam say? Come on.
Amanda, I have not been on it as much as I used to be, and Sam and I were kind of talking about it today. Since Bill died, I haven't been on nearly as much as I used to be. I'm trying to figure out how to make that change. I'm having to figure out how to change some things so that I can streamline stuff, and it's been difficult because not only I'm managing this, but I'm managing the shop as well, and there's a lot of things in between, and the only thing I can think of is handling a social media marketing person to be able to take some of the things out. I don't know what to do. I know that this last energy has knocked me for an absolute loop, and I don't know. I just don't know. Okay, moving on. Let's go forward. Let us go forward. Can I get a whoop whoop in the room? I know I asked for it once, but I'm going to do it again because people come and go. Let's see. You have the same hat, Pam. I wasn't going to say that in front of him. He'd be like, just go rake the hay. The horse appreciates it. Oh, I'm going to go with Elysian Seer. I know where this is going right out the gate. My guides have decided to just cut to the chase here. Elysian Seer, I want to talk about the Pythia. Do you know what the Pythia are? Pythia. Sounds like it's something in my tooth. Pythia. No, the Pythia. Some say the Pythia. So let's talk about you're an Eastern seer. I want to talk about ancient Greece. And every once in a while, I get to do one of these, and I absolutely love it because there have been thousands of these women that have passed through history. And hey, everybody. Oh, look, we have a troll. Got him. Bye. Bye. Do I do private readings? I absolutely do private readings. You can find them at mymysticallife.com. I should post that. So the other one was our membership. So we do have a psychic development membership where we teach other people how to do all these things. But you can go to mymysticallife.com and it will do that. Okay. So the Elysian seer, the bye troll. The Pythia are priestesses. They were priestesses of the pantheons in ancient Greece. Yeah, the link. Oh, that's not the right one. Oh, wait. Actually, we have a 14-day free trial on the membership right now. So you can, what am I doing? Okay, there we are. It says 7-day free trial, but it's actually a 14-day free trial when I couldn't figure out how to change. And I couldn't figure out how to change the title on the webpage either. I don't know why. I can't. I've worked on that. But when you sign up, it's a 14-day free trial. And you get access to all the over 300 recordings and all that good stuff. So there's a lot in there. There's a lot. Okay, I got to stay on track because I love this subject. The priestesses in the old Grecian pantheons, the older ones, the ones that were well past their prime. Now, keep in mind, not all these priestesses were like chaste, right? They were used for a lot of different things. But the older chaste priestesses were taken to, they were given the honor of going to Delphi. And they were the oracles of Delphi, the ones that helped influence history and that region of the world at that time. And they were set upon creep in the website, creep away. If you find a glitch, Shannon, let me know. Shannon Mary, if you find any glitches, I need to know. If I would appreciate if you find something, let me know. But then they were called the Pythia. There wasn't just one oracle of Delphi. There were thousands of oracle of Delphi, because what were they doing? They were setting these oracles on top of radioactive type of gases, and they would go into a trance state, and they would give the information that of the gods that cat, swear to God, Apollo. They were working with Apollo, and they would bring this information across, and they would tell the powers that be in ancient Greece where they needed to put their armies and things like this, right? So this was a big part of history, a huge part of history. Have a good day, Pam. And so every once in a while I get to run across a Oracle of Delphi, which is really cool. I love doing that. So check into that, look into that. And the reason they had thousands of them was because they set them over top of radioactive gases, and they would get to a certain point, and then their teeth fell out and their hair fell out and they die. But it was supposed to be a great honor to be taken from one of the pantheons and placed in Delphi. So that is Oracle from way back. So you have that in your Akashic records to fish from. When in need of extra information, you can always step into that past life in your Akashic calls and ask for guidance. Awesome. Hello, everybody. You read that it was a natural gas deposit. So now what they say is there's no deposit. Now they say, Melissa, now they say there's absolutely nothing there. Like nothing there. But that makes no sense whatsoever, because the do I do readings here too? Yes, I do. We are doing Akashic right now. When they, even throughout the history, all the historical paintings and stuff like that, they just didn't imagine and say, let's throw gas in here, right? And just say that might have been there. No, they painted what they saw. So, or they wrote about what they saw. And now they're like, oh, that's solid rock down there. There's nothing. Whatever. Okay. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Can I get a whoop whoop in the room? You wonder why they changed their view. What's the agenda? It's a really good question, isn't it? Like, why would they change their thoughts on what actually happens? Roy's Malcolm is totally correct. When I'm asking for the whoop whoop, it is because I am looking to see my guides. I'll be reading through the list and my guides go, that one right there, and they give me a shove in that direction. So that's why I ask for the comment. And when that happens, that's who I read for. It's my guides and your guides saying this person really needs to hear something. But yeah, there we go. If you haven't already, could you please like the page that you're on, subscribe or like, and this is what I do when I get on here. I get on and I have a good time. We go through some information. We find some things to go through. We've done a little bit. I thought it was psychoactive. Wasn't aware that it was radioactive. Yeah, they talk about the oracles, hair falling out, their teeth fell out, their skin would rot like radioactive, like what we would identify as radioactive chemical burns today. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Amazing, right? History. Knowledge is power. Let's not do it again. Okay, moving on. I'm going to go with, so we have, what have we talked about today? We've already talked about some star seeds, and we're going to have some star seed, probably past lives, come back through. It doesn't sound like much of an honor. It really doesn't. But I don't think they're also given much of a choice. They had lived their whole lives in service of a god or goddess. And that was their mental, they were raised that way. They were taken from their families very young and raised within the structure of whatever pantheon they were in. And that they followed orders. They followed orders, basically. Okay. Let's go with Sweet Millicent Carbuncle. The first thing I'm going to say, Millicent, is you never know what my guides are going to come across with. So we have a wide gamut of stuff we go through. The first thing I want to talk about is make sure you're taking care of your sinuses. Make sure you are paying attention to whether you're getting a sinus infection or if allergies are bothering you, going to move you over into maybe some sinus things. Pay attention, maybe boost up your immune system and work against a cold rather than just allow. They come up with some pressure here for you. And the other thing I want to talk about is sacred geometry for you. I want to talk about Metatron's cube. I want to talk about Archangel. My name is Cherry Ellen. Okay. I like Millicent. Okay, Cherry Ellen. They talk about Archangel Metatron. I don't know if you've received if you have received 2x4 therapy by Archangel Metatron yet, but if you haven't, it's coming. If you see sacred geometry in your dream states, you have a concussion in your face. Okay. All right. So there's something there already. Okay. You're aware of it. Okay. So just take care of yourself in that area, right? Just make sure you're keeping your thoughts clear. If you need to be grounding, we talked about grounding much earlier in this today. So take care of all of your energy in that respect and allow things to flow, create flow through your body so you can move that energy on faster. To be Sarah is to be sought after for the vision you have that others desire, and those in power often help oracles do. Yeah, Scorpios. And it wasn't, people think of the Oracle of Delphi as just this, and not just that Oracle, but seers across the world as this la, 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 right? When in fact it was much more nefarious than that. Sean G, we can actually talk about that. If I ask you to repeat that, then I will ask you to, because I don't have anything to write on really well right now. So what is with that? Terry Ellen. So 2x4 therapy is when Archangel Metatron comes across and says, you need to awaken a little bit faster. Lisa Phillips, how the hell are you? You need to bring in your realizations. You need to be in this firm understanding that you are never alone, that you are standing in the presence of this energy. Archangel Metatron's amazing. Actually, not an archangel. He's a scribe of God. He is the voice of God, and he is the one that helps translate what we need in our life, basically. He has come forward to a lot of people in the last 20 years that has been, they just come forward and they say, holy crap, I just met this guy in my dream state, and he started blasting me with sacred geometry and how things in life go like this. And what's my relation to that? And how I increase all of it for myself. And that's what he's going to be doing for you. I don't know if he's come in yet, but be prepared for that. It equals to pay attention. It absolutely does. So who on here has had 2x4 therapy? I do see a lot of geometry, and I talk to Metatron. Great. So know that you have another level. You're going to be leveling up. You have another level coming for you. I hate to put it that way. It's coming for you. But you have another level coming where you're going to be, it's going to bring a sense of peace and calm. Just an understanding and a knowing. Like, I've got this. I've got this. So I love that for you. It is, I think it's amazing. And I will say this unabashedly. I think it's amazing. Don't call him Megatron. He is not a transformer. Right? When we step past, there's a process to this, right? Your ancestors are from the Cleopatras. That's awesome. You also resonate with Greece. That is awesome, right? There's so much there. But when we step past is this real, the imposter syndrome, and we just quit questioning ourselves, but we don't ride into it with the ego that you're the end all do all. Like, there's just joy in this. The connection should be so joyful. It should be so exciting. We should be excited about this all the time. Right? That's what you're heading into, to another level. Okay. Imposter syndrome. This is just me. I would rather somebody doubt themselves and have the ego that goes like this every day. I would rather have somebody that says, but is it real? Am I really there? Because they still haven't, Christine, they still haven't made it to the point where they realize that this is not me. They're working on that, right? This is spirit. But then you have the other side where it's all ego, like, I am so good. Lord, love a duck. Those are the people that forgot it's spirit. I'd rather have the person that's questioning every day, because they're still working it out. They're still figuring it out. They're not the person that figured it out but then forgot. We should always be humble. We should always be humble. Always. Okay. I heard a chicken out there. It's either laying an egg. I don't know what it's doing, but it needs to see outside. Okay. You will not find chickens in this house. Moving on. You're as excited as heck. I am too. I am too. There are days that I just sit back and go, what the hell? What the hell? And a lot of those days are when we're working on the board. So, and I don't show it on here. I don't show it on here very often, but we have an oracle board. I've never messed with oracle boards, or Ouija boards are not, nope. But you can check us out at notaouija.com. Look at me doing my advertising. Notaouija.com to see what I'm talking about, because I don't have a video here. But I just get excited. And we've been taking these oracle boards to conventions, like great big expos. I don't even know how many people attended the expo in Raleigh. I have no idea how many people attended. Thousands. Okay. And this board is answering questions like right there. There's a crowd. People are like, what in the hell is going on? I'm like, I can tell you that it's highly protected, and then I'm not worried about anything negative coming through, but I can also tell you that they're getting messages through the board. It's a really, really amazing tool. I'm going to digress on that, but notaouija.com. You can look at that. But it excites me to see people being able to get physical messages that the left side of the brain engages with and says, oh my goodness, I can quantify this. Okay, let's see. Katrina says the Oracle board was fun. My mom kept saying, Katrina, you're moving it. I said, no, I'm not. I'm not moving it. Right, Isis, it's a mystical experience. It is. I've got nothing for it. I just am always amazed by it. And I also know that when we take it to expos, that Bill's standing right there. We should do an evening where we use the Oracle board to answer yes and no questions, because I think that would be a lot of fun. Amanda, it's you can find a video of it. I don't think I have a video of it here. Grand. What's that?
Oh, there's 4 of them out there now.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Sorry, that's the Marfa lights in Texas. Those were cool. Have you guys ever seen the Marfa lights? And then this was... I'm waiting to see if that records. This is where
that's weird.
Depositing Bill.
Okay, maybe we'll use my phone.
Get a video of that just in case it doesn't translate. It's one of my favorite videos. It's one of my favorite videos. Come on, you were going to stay sitting down. Holy crap. Oh shit. Are you guys okay? Okay, I was cussing. That's not the Oracle board. That's not the Oracle board. There's a lot of those. So those 3 different videos, the wavy video like that. Anybody that's been watching us for a hot minute knows that was last year. And we were in not Arches. We were in, I have to remember the name of the park. But we were scattering my dad's ashes at that moment. And my dad's a show off. We're very well aware that was Bill. And it was just an incredible experience that we were like, what the hell is going on? My phone has never done it before and has never done it since, ever. The other one is called table tipping. That is something we do in the shop like every other month. And that is, oh man, that'll blow your mind. But nobody is moving that table, I guarantee it. That's a 60-pound table that dances. So if you are close to Northwest Ohio and you ever want to attend, or we're going to an expo where we have table tipping, we didn't take that particular table to the last expo. Get this, because we were afraid that it would fly across the room too fast and hurt somebody. And we didn't have a trailer to take it in. But it's on old wooden wheels, and it moves so quickly across the floor sometimes that we would have to put up like something underneath here at the base to keep it contained. You learn to be careful with things such like Ouija. As a child, had a pesky spirit try to toss the planchette at your head. Always fun to see an energetic reaction. Absolutely, I will not touch a Ouija board. I will not. Oh yes, come on, Laura. We watch the Mystical Moon site on Facebook. That's where we post our calendar. Yeah, we're in Ohio, Samantha Duncan. We have a physical location in Ohio. This is Heather John's favorite table. She's on here as well. This is It's one of her favorite tables. The tables have people that they really enjoy seeing. So when they come out, they really do wonderful things. We're in Northwest Ohio, Defiance, Samantha, but I don't touch Ouija boards. A Ouija board has been through so many hands across the board. Across the board. You know what? I'll show you an oracle board. Where am I? I'll show you an oracle board. That's the turkeys. I have fallen in love with the turkeys, which is a real problem for Thanksgiving. But it's just these particular boards I make from the ground up. You're from Texas? Yeah. So Luminous, we went and saw the Marfa lights, and then I can't remember the name of the park, all the way down at the bottom of Texas on the line is where we had that really incredible wave in the video. It was really amazing. I'll see if I can get this to work. But the boards that I'm going to show you, the board I'm going to show you is my board. It's my board. And when I say my board, I mean I routed the wood. I learned how to do resin. I did the artwork. If I can find the stupid picture. I painted it by hand. I have an Artemis board I'm working on right now that is absolutely stunning. I will say it. Absolutely stunning. I want you to see this though, because this is truly amazing to think that, because I took this on a wing and a prayer. My guides told me to make it. Well, that's not the one I wanted to show you, but I'm going to. My guides told me to make it. So I did. And then I took it to our gathering in Savannah and just was like, let me know if it works, you guys. And it did. So it was just a wing and a prayer saying, hey, but it's heavily guarded by Archangel Metatron, Archangel Michael, my father. Absolutely. Bill watches this to make sure that I'm doing everything right, I think. But it's important to me that it's not treated like a parlor trick. Okay, where am I at? Okay, stop. Okay. It's important to me. You're on the coast near Galveston. We'll be in Galveston in December. Let me change my banner. We're leaving on the Spirit Heart Cruise in December. We have it's a metaphysical cruise. We have 25 plus speakers that are going to be on there on a cruise ship. We are going to have a blast. They're all talking on different subjects. And I'm blessed to be the featured speaker on the cruise. So that is leaving out of Galveston in the beginning of December. Very, very excited about that. And let me see if I can pull this up now. Downloads. There it is. Open. Okay, so here's the Oracle board. This just gives you an idea, and I'm serious, we should be impressed. We should be wowed by Spirit. Not the board, but the fact that we have given Spirit the permission to come across in a very, very guarded and protected way and give us information. We should be wowed that Spirit comes across that way. I mean it, because I was wowed. I mean, anybody that was in Savannah the first time we worked not this table, that table's been rehomed. But this particular table is the second table I made. And it is just, it's amazing. It's amazing. What's your first word? Is it a P?
It's a P.
Oh, I know what it's going to say.
Me too.
Yep. Nope. Maybe. It's hard to tell. Her? Or is that an S?
E-R.
That's all I have of that one. But anytime we have Spirit come across in such the first time I brought you to tears, it's a 4:44 on the clock. You're right, it is. Some of the history of the Ouija is because you have diehards debunking what science can't prove. Absolutely. Absolutely. The cruise is a lot of fun, Luminous. Let me tell you, the first one we went on, it was Sam's and 30th anniversary. We went for the cruise and just had so much fun. It is still open to take people into the cruise. So if you're interested in joining the cruise, you can follow this here. Spirit Heart Cruise. If you follow, let me see if I'm a better link, because that one, I get credit. There you go. tinyurl.com/cruise MML. And it is, we're going to have a blast. Anyways, so was that the same spirit connected to the theater? No. So Isis, we have different energies come through. So we're using it more as a mediumship board where loved ones come across rather than just any random spirit that happens to be lingering around. Mr. Bill loves that he was able to be part of your Oracle table creation. Mr. Bill's specific words, it was such an honor, your genius, concept, and creation. Okay. Bill's my dad, and he passed away shortly after we had finished the creation, and it was just an amazing experience. So he's always around to help protect and work with that. Hi, everybody. Okay, moving on. I don't know how I got there. It's not supposed to be a plug. Anyways, but there we are. I'm going to call and see, because you never know what I'm going to do here. I never know what I'm going to do. I'm supposed to do this. Look, y'all got me all weepy. I'm all weepy. Okay, I'm going to do this. Okay. Thank you, Renee. Here we go. Nikes. I've been buying tarot cards. Don't know why. I haven't a clue, but in my mind to buy them. Maybe it's time to move in that direction, Susan. Maybe you're looking to Tanya Lee with Harmonia Tarot on YouTube. Amazing place to get information. Harmonia Tarot. It's okay. It's all right. You know how it is, Renee. Okay. Flying cards. This card is for Isis. All right. Somebody asked me a question. This is the moment I say, what was the question? Let me be more clear. Hold on before you start typing. It was how to step into your intuition deeper, or I said, remember to ask to repeat it. So that's the person. You guys, I about fell into that one right there. There would have been a million questions right there and then. Cats have this extra sense, you guys. They see so much more wavelength than we do. It's a wavelength thing. Those cats, they're so aware. So aware. You saw spirit when you was young. I stopped because I prayed it would stop. Yeah. It's because we're taught. We're taught to be afraid, right? And spirit is not all spirit, but no, Isis, I can't remember who asked it now. But what did you ask, Isis? The meditation card was, it was time for you to step into your quiet time. Sean G on raising frequencies. Thank you, Melissa. Sean G, are you still here? You have 6 cats? Okay, we have 3 barn cats, 3 cats on the porch. Can't stand cats on the porch. And 3 cats in the house. Only one of them's mine. Only one. Except for the barn cats. I'll claim the barn cats because barn cats do a really good job. The spirit knows you well. Girl, we need to sit and chat and just commiserate. Actually, I've been thinking about messaging me like you and being like, can I whine to you? You're not scared anymore. You give free readings. That's awesome. I'm adopting those. The barn cats. Here's the thing. People see a barn and they're like, oh, those kitties will be well here. I'm like, I am not a cat person, but they do take care of the mice, right? And this year we have mice. Okay. Many become frightened when seeing in spirit due to the combination of the energy causing the skin tingles, the goose flesh, and goosebumps causing the person to associate with cold and fear, right? So the first time, you type in here, what's the first time you guys saw spirit? If you saw spirit, keeping in mind, not everybody's clairvoyant. So don't feel like you're not on the boat if you're not clairvoyant, because everybody's psychic skill is different, right? This is me asking clairvoyance. You guys are exceptional in another way if you don't get images. You're exceptional in another way, right? But clairvoyance, what's the first time you saw spirit? What's your first memory of seeing spirit? 13 years old. I was, oh my God. I just thought of something. I was at a slumber party. And this is what's really funny about this is I had somebody remind me of this. She argued with me. I'm like, I don't think that happened, but I do remember it after her and I really talked about it. Oh, look, we have a troll. Now we don't. There we go. I got him. Hold on. The inbox is flying. There we go. Got him. Okay. Sorry, Linda. Some troll messaged you. I was at a slumber party and we were doing what we do at slumber parties, right? You do Bloody Mary, bloody, in the mirror, and then light as a feather, stiff as a board, all those things. And we were doing like a mini seance. And I didn't think much about it. And because as a child, I never felt exceptional. I wasn't raised that way, let me tell you. And we're sitting there in a circle, and I start to talk about a woman that I saw in the middle of the circle and what her clothes look like and all of the things, like the color of her hair and all those things. Who had the sleepover first experience, you guys? And so I was like describing what I saw. It just come out of my mouth. This is what's going on. And I wasn't that kind of kid either. I didn't talk about things like that because I was picked on horribly as a child. We had lots of series of misfortunate things, like our house burned down when I was 11. My family had to move around because we didn't have a house and all this stuff, right? And big block of childhood, I remember. But I was describing this person. And then one of our friends had drama in the basement. We're just going to say she had drama in the basement. And it knocked everybody out of what we were doing. And everybody started scurrying downstairs. And come to find out that the woman I was bringing across that I saw, because I didn't think this was relevant at the time, when I'm opening up, right? The woman that I was seeing was one of my friend's moms that had passed away. And all the way down to the clothes. First experience, I probably was 12. So Sean G, there she is. Yeah, there she is. What was the question again, Sean G? So we discount these things. We don't pay attention. Like, I really didn't remember this until I think one morning this is a friend from high school, and we still talk occasionally, Gloria. And I messaged her and I said, hey, how are you? And she goes, I've been watching you online. This is years ago. She goes, I've been watching you online. I said, yeah, it just kind of jumped into my life. And all of a sudden, this is what I have going on. And she goes, no, you don't remember. And we argued about it a little bit because we discount it and we don't think we're exceptional. We're taught to not think, don't brag, all those things, right? So very cool. Very cool. And we discount it. Don't discount things that you've had happen early on. Oh my goodness, the comments. So we have 8 different places come in here, you guys. So let me see here. I felt spirit first as a choke. Understood at 41. Yeah, I got that too. We have a friend on here that when spirit would come across, she would choke. She would like choke. It's because she wasn't talking. She wasn't getting the words out like spirit wanted her to. Do only in dreams count? Absolutely, the silly rabbit. Absolutely. Dream work, so important. So important. Zappers. What's a zapper? I don't know. Oh, absolutely, Cosmic Goddess. Here, that's what we teach. This really is what we teach. If you're not clairvoyant, not everybody's a clairvoyant. This isn't Hollywood. Nobody's paying me. big, huge, fat paycheck to dress in really cute dresses and run around like a ghost whisperer. It's not how it works, right? We are exceptional all in our own ways. And not everybody's a clairvoyant, not everybody's a clairaudient. Some people are empaths, and that's where they rotate. And they have a hard time getting out of that because empaths suck. It's just so hard. It's the hardest clair. And if you don't know that's what it is, it sucks the life right out of you. Not really. Not really. But it's difficult, right? So we all have different areas that we accelerate in. And clairvoyance is not always everybody's. Let's see. I felt it. I'm not sure I see it, but I believe it was demonic entities. I'll talk about this, Samantha Duncan. I will talk about this. I have a theory about demonic information. And if you want to know about it, put it at the bottom. I'll talk about it. Never seen it when you're awake. Silly rabbit, totally fine, right? Dream work, very, very important. I haven't seen any outside of dreams. You see, you're not alone. This is why we ask these questions. So you see, you're not alone. I end up with dreams and symbols. It's always been that way. I thought it was a real person, though. Right? Now that I find disconcerting. I thought there was somebody walking ahead of me one day and there was nobody there at the end of the hallway. I'm like, holy shit. So it very, very relevant. It kind of jars us a little bit. Yes, I am the troll hunter. I first saw spirit, this is Christine Emerson, when I was 4 or 5. They presented themselves as the Count from Sesame Street. Oh my God. And one of those honkers. Oh, I get it. Honk, honk. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. They will always present themselves to you that is in a way that's relevant to you, right? So they were trying to make you comfortable, or was it discouraging? I mean, was it disconcerting or was it comforting? I was a young teen at a sleepover and an object moved on its own. You put a bunch of teenage girls in a room and shit like that happens. Preschool, and then as a teenager, this is Iron Fire Horse. How are you? But the teenage events I now believe was actually just telekinesis on my part, making stuff move, not spirits. Absolutely. Young teenage girls are igniters for that, right? Sleep over at a friend's house. Look at this. Woke up to pee and his grandmother was, oh, gotcha. Woke up to go to the bathroom and I was like, what? And his grandmother was floating across the living room. She liked her stories. Very cool. I felt someone standing behind me, just looked. I jumped out of my skin, but there was no one there. I could feel, however, they were. That's very relevant, right? Look at all these stories, right? This is a safe place, you guys. First one, this is Laura Burris. First one, I was 17 and on one of those bad boards. What I saw scared the crap out of me. I had a very bad experience with a Ouija board when I was probably 10 or 11, and it scared the bejesus out of me as well. I was 4 and I have a clear memory of it. I had an imaginary friend. Awesome. Awesome. Let's see. Luminous, finally one night, back through a wall. That's when I knew they weren't living. Oh, they backed through a wall. That's when you knew they weren't living. That's a very strong indication. That's when you just go, huh. I think I seen my grandmother once when I was in middle school and grandfather, and he didn't live in Pennsylvania. He lived in Ashtabula. He had died. I didn't know how long after it was when I saw his spirit. So Vicky Roop says, I haven't seen spirit, but I physically felt them. Now, this is something that I think is super important because as we are, and people are like, I'm losing people left and right in the chat, on the live. It's okay. A lot of when I first started my journey, I felt invalidated. I just felt like I shouldn't be doing this because I didn't know. I couldn't check the boxes. Like everybody told me, well, who's your guide's name and what do they do and what do they look like and right? I didn't know those things, but I did know what they felt like. I could, if I was standing still, and even if right now, if I was standing still, I could tell you what Dancing Crow, who I don't talk about a whole lot. I'm not a name dropper. But if he's standing there, I know what his energy is. And I can go, aha, that's who I'm talking to. By the way, probably the only guide I really am firm on their name. Absolutely. So paying attention and knowing vibration, very important. Did the sand stiff as a board and all that during sleepovers. You see more spirits when you astral travel. That's very cool. Good morning from Australia. I had my family looking for this person in our home. I couldn't understand why no one could see her. I hear voices more when I was little and I saw spirits. Scorpion Zen says it was amazing. First astral travel, seeing a negative entity was less amazing, more frightening. But when one swims through the sea, you will occasionally see sharks. Absolutely. Elizabeth Caputa says, I was just at a cemetery to find a special person I never met. Renee was on the phone. Spirits were lighting up plots until I found the person. Aww. He was a trumpet player, literally a last name, Horn, lit up, and I followed the path to his spot. Spirit has a sense of humor and help. Absolutely. I love that. I love that, Elizabeth. Let's see. I zapped the troll. Finally taking some mediumship classes, trying to understand things. Awesome for you. Awesome. Meredith says, I remember them coming to my bedside when I would say a prayer at night. That happened often outside the house. I was probably around about 8 or 9 when we say one hiding behind. We saw one hiding behind a tree. Took a deep breath and ran and didn't look. Wonder if my friend remembers that. I have lots of dreams. I also see a lot of colors around me that makes you feel magical. Auric viewing is a form of clairvoyance. So not everybody sees color in auric viewing, but everybody can auric view. Not everybody's going to see color, but everybody can auric view. We should do a live class on auric viewing just for fun, just to prove that you can look out your window at the trees and see the aura. Very cool. Let's see. Renee says, first time that I can remember seeing a spirit, I was young, maybe 4 or 5, kept asking everybody who the lady who was in ZZ's great-grandpa's living room. She was in a wheelchair with a blanket on her lap. She had black hair and a bun. She wanted me to turn on the TV and put the lights on for her, put the fights on, but I wasn't allowed to turn on the TV without my parents' permission. That's awesome. Spirits call you deaf. Okay. You've heard them call your name? Absolutely. What would cause my spiritual gifts to just stop? So Luminous, here's a couple different things, right? So when you're first opening up to the realization again, that, because I know you had said earlier that you saw them and then you prayed for them to go away. You don't know how amazing it is. I remember that, by the way. Ask anybody in the feed that what? So you prayed and that went away, but to have it come back, they're going to come forward in a surge. And it just depends on how long they feel like you need that surge of relevance, where you hear, see, feel, smell, taste, whatever, the things that you need to experience to step back into the realization that you are a divine light being and are able to communicate with the other side with ease. And that's your guides talking, by the way. So they also say, at what point, why would you, they don't feel like you still need that boost all the time. So you have a shift, you have a change, you have a moment where you have to look at things differently, and that is your growth. So they're waiting for you to step into the new level of growth. Empathy hits you right in the center of you. Absolutely right, Melissa Goins. Oh my goodness. I saw a funeral procession from the 1800s. You believe it was a residual imprint at 3 a.m. I would agree with you, Laura. How cool, though. Get out of here. For those seeking to get better at these things, it's helpful to remember all of it is energy, and energy can be manipulated. True. Playing with this one. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. You know what? I'm going to do this just because I am very protective of the people in the feed. That's why I'm on the trolls the way I am. I don't want them comment, and have somebody think that that's okay, right? So if I see somebody over in this feed that's questionable, bye-bye. I don't want anybody taking bait. That happened to you recently, an object move, right? One time I saw one when I was awake. I saw a demon, and I'm still trying to unpack that. So, I've never seen spirit, but I feel it with my whole soul. Absolutely. Little girl dragged by a ghost and got it on. My little girl was dragged by a ghost and I got it on TikTok. Amanda, I would love to see that video. Can you give us your TikTok address? That would be fabulous. I'd love to see that. Teenage girls are a wild lot anyways. Cheryl says she heard too. It felt electrical. The woman in Zizi's house was actually Busha. She had passed away long before you were born. Oh my gosh, just more and more. The more I practice, the more CSI. I'm telling you. Oh my goodness, Melissa, you had a weird dream where you were yelling that you opened the portal to hell. Christine says, I wasn't scared when it happened. It used to dance to music box dancer and pretend to be a ballerina during the middle of the night. No one else heard the music. Wow, that's cool. That's cool. I felt someone looking at me, and I saw laying in bed one night. I could see its red eyes in the bedroom mirror. That's terrifying. Cosmic Goddess says, I have a story. I saw a dog bark, and it just disappeared out of nowhere. I did a tarot reading on it and saw that my pet was going to pass away in 4 months, and my pet passed away in 4 months. That things like that happen, right? These are really good stories. And you know why it's important to hear other people's stories? Because it can validate some of the things that you have going on in your life that you thought you were batshit crazy about. Right? That's why you don't like closets and under the bed. I get that. The more I practiced, the more different clairs started to open. Yeah. I also saw my mom after she passed as an orb. The orb was about the size of a basketball and looked like a dandelion gone to seed. Aww. Oh, that's interesting. I'll have to dig into that one. That's a good tip. I'll look into that. Practice tip 2, if you're trying to have an extended conversation with the spirit, have a lit candle at hand. They can make use of the flame's energy. So the candle does put off energy. So that's a good, I'm going to have to look into that. Absolutely. When I walked home, I saw a nun praying, and the front froze with fear, turned out to be an overhead projector with a cover. Oh my God. That's fabulous. This is what I say. Not everything is paranormal. I don't jump on the paranormal everything bandwagon. I am probably the one that pisses people off because I'm like, that's lens flare. that's a bug. It's a bug. You know, it's a spider web. I think spider webs are the most common ones, like in photos, because you don't really see the web, but you see the thing, but there's emotion to it. I am the debunker, you guys. I am the debunker because not everything is paranormal. You jump on the everything is paranormal bandwagon, then nothing is valid. Then nothing can be validated through you. There is explainable things. It's just, this is who I am. That left side of my brain goes, oh, I don't know about the eye. Okay. Sorry. That's probably not everybody's cup of tea, but that's the way it is. Go over to Lisa's channel, My Mystical Life, and subscribe. Her link is, ta-da, that's us. Yes. My Mystical Life on YouTube. Okay. Have you ever been thumped on the back of the head by a spirit when you were being dense? Just Archangel Metatron. Like, I've never had one go dum-dum. I felt it. That's real. I have felt the, so when I know that I'm being dense and I'm not getting something, I get a headband here. It feels like pressure from temple to temple and across, almost like a sinus headache. And as soon as I understand what the hell I was missing, it goes away. So you have to learn your tells. You have to learn the things that they're trying to tell you and the way they're trying to tell you. And then you put the pieces together. You tried remote viewing, you might get back into it. I like remote viewing. I'm not going to say that I'm super successful at it. I'd like to think so. Isis, have a good evening. Yes, feeling the energies is overwhelming as a crowd. Absolutely. You had a flying dream. A grandma took you flying. Oh, that's cool. I love those flying dreams. Okay. Ta-da. Trudy says, I was 15 in DC at my Grammys. I woke up to a room full of smoke in the middle of the night. I smelled like a stinky cigar. It was coming from the bench in the recessed window. I ran out of the room to wake up Granny, and she giggled and said, go back to bed. It's your Uncle Charlie. He always enjoyed a cigarette in the night, or a cigar in the night, the first of many experiences. That's awesome. So, oh my gosh, there's no way I can go through all these, guys. There are so many. So I'm such a debunker. I don't believe shit. I've seen some stuff while being in the group. Yeah, but we have seen some stuff, right? The Savannah Theater in Savannah, Georgia. Blow your mind. The things we saw. It was so much fun. I don't know. Did they ever put a video out on that? I know they were going to, because you talk about 28 psychics on a paranormal investigation, you guys. We saw some things. It's very important. Scorpion says it's very important to keep one foot firmly in the rational. Otherwise, you lose yourself in the fantasy. Absolutely. Absolutely. Amanda, I agree with that. Yeah. Yes. I love this. Iron Fire Horse says, exactly. Nothing is valid, Lisa. Debunking is really important. You have to, until you can step in there and look at that and go, okay. I used to be on a team, and a matter of fact, we're going to start gearing up again for paranormal investigations. We're going to reopen our paranormal investigation squad for the shop. We'll be opening it there, but we used to do that. We don't do it as much anymore because it needs to be done respectfully. But when you're doing this type of work, you have to say, that's so-and-so's voice. You have to claim things in the middle of the night when you're doing an investigation. If you cough, claim that shit. I don't want to spend 5 hours going, what was that noise? Trying to figure it out. So I can absolutely say it was no human. So there's a lot of things that happen during an investigation. You guys just don't. It doesn't happen on Ghost Hunters, I can tell you that. You can go through large crowds and see colored lights above people. That's amazing. I love that. Okay. What is remote viewing? Remote viewing was used during the wars for, and they still use it today. Don't get me wrong. You ever see the movie The Men Who Stare at Goats? If you haven't seen it, The Men Who Stare at Goats. It's basically it. They set people in a room. They tell them what they're trying to do, and then they have intuitives zone in on a target, describe the room, describe the layout, describe whatever they're trying to. There's a broad thing that they can do with this. But it's looking in a distance. It's clairvoyance. Right? Yeah, it was fun. So we actually, we had one intuitive, she's actually the teacher in, for Ancients and Aliens within the membership, the My Mystical Life membership. And she's standing there. We're all done. We're wrapped up. It's 3:00 in the morning. And we walk into the main part of the theater where the stage is, because we had been backstage. And I'm like, who the hell is putting off the flash? Because the room's totally black, right? And it takes 10 minutes for your eyes to get back to normal when you're hit with a flash. So we're like, what the hell's going on? And they turned on some of the backlights, and here's Angela standing on the stage like this with her professional camera with the lens cap on, and it's taking pictures. Never done it before, never done it again. And it's flashing. It's flashing like it's taking pictures. She's standing on stage like this. It's around her neck, and we're all standing there going, holy crap. That was just a really cool piece of information. Cool piece of evidence. So apparently not all that far geographically. I'd be interested in this ghost hunting. I'm a magnet for spirits. Yeah, there's people when we're stepping into this, that we're lighthouses for ghosts. Ghost hunting is how I opened up. They went, oh look, somebody's noticing us. Yeah, Scorpion said, make sure you follow our Facebook page, the Mystical Moons. That's where that's going to be happening. Those announcements will come out there. So here's my working shamanically. So I've been working shamanically for almost 20 years. I do soul retrievals, psychopomp, extractions, all of the down and dirty stuff that you deal with when you're working with spirit on both light and dark. Okay. I don't talk about it a lot because, it's just one of those things that it's just second nature now. You go in, you do the work, and you rinse it off and you move forward, because I don't let it cling. I keep, moving forward. Still keep stuff to talk about. But what I will tell you is, when working with the negative parts of some things that I am horrible at those tests, Sweet Millicent, Sherry. I am horrible at those tests. The ones where the cards and the symbols. Oh, don't even bother. I can't do it. When working with my Facebook page is My Mystical Life on Facebook. It's My Mystical Life 1. So it's facebook.com/My Mystical Life 1, because somebody else took My Mystical Life and they don't even use the page. Anyhow, what I have found is a high level of compassion for a lot of energies that are called demons or demonic. And don't get me wrong, I've dealt with elementals and I've dealt with some shady shit. But the lion's share of the time, you're going to be encountering a negative energy or negative entity that is a soul that forgot to move over. This is why I quit doing a lot of ghost hunting, because you see these people out there poking at these people, these energies. They're poking at them and being nasty and rude. And how can we provoke? How can we provoke these people, these souls that forget that they're here and that they're supposed to transition over? Maybe they stayed over because Great Aunt Gertie needed more support after they passed away, or maybe they passed away abruptly, or maybe they couldn't let go. They hadn't learned this lesson, and they were so hopeful that they were going to learn this lesson in this lifetime, and they clung here, right? And he's correct. Souls need energy to maintain. Souls need energy to maintain. And if they forget to go over, we have like a 2-week period where we can stick around and say, hey, I want to be supportive. So if you feel, somebody passes away and you feel their energy, they're trying to be there to support them. Oh my gosh, anybody that knows Bill, after the night that Bill passed away, people knew Bill passed away before I told anybody. Because Bill went to them, show off, and told people. And people messaged me. And then that night, he was talking to people. They have 2 weeks. Right around that time. That's no given set time, right? But there's a set amount of time for them that they can be here to help us and support us and work with us. And if they forget to transition over, they deteriorate. It doesn't matter if they have an energy source or not. They deteriorate the longer they're here. So imagine you have a soul that forgets who they are, and they've been here. Maybe they had something in the home they couldn't let go of. And that's how you get an attached, like a haunted item. And they just stick with it. They need compassion. They need moved over. I don't have a mod on here, but I will give you a Facebook link. Ta-da! Let's see. Did I spell it right? My Mystical Life. Yes. Yes, there it is. There's the Facebook link to my Facebook page. So when doing, I don't believe in demons. I love that. They're just lost in the sauce. That's right. I believe that there are negative energies. I believe that there are elementals. And I have a guy going, the ones that come from the primordial ooze. There are elementals and there are some things. But not everything is on the demon squad, guys. They deserve our compassion and our respect. Laura's right. And our respect. What kind of karma causes that? I would have to say that that there's a wide variety of instances that could cause something like that. Like a sense of guilt. Maybe they bought a pocket watch and they put their family under, and he became an alcoholic, and life just fell to shit, and he attached himself to the pocket watch, which he would have been, that's the source of the problem, right? So it's just, there's so many circumstances. What are the red eyes though? I would have to be in that story, in that incidents to know that. That I would have to know. U.S. Buddhists have 40 days of Bardo, then move on. Seems like a Christian thing. If you need a mod, let me know. You mod a few channels. Thank you, Luminous. Thank you. It's just, well, hello, Diana. Oh, Christine Emerson, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Sending your whole family love and healing and support. Melissa going, there is a dark energy side to all. There is. That's how you have balance. Even in the universe, right? We have that dark and the light, that primordial ooze. Don't piss off the elementals, though. This is something we can do. We don't need to piss off the elementals. Just leave a be. It's like pissing off Generation X. Let's not do it. I don't need to worry about it. I already come with bad attitude. I'm fine. I am Generation X. But, it just depends. I would have to be in that instance to be able to understand that energy. I have to feel the energy, if that makes sense. What about negative energies, negative spirits that were never human? So here's the thing, right? We have Gen X Jeremy McDonald. You guys, Jeremy McDonald is the one hosting the cruise that I was talking about a little bit ago, right? The Spirit Heart Cruise leaving out of Galveston, Texas. It's on here right now. This is the cruise link, you guys. So when it comes to the negative spirits that were never human, we have westernized the elves and the fairies and the gnomes. All those things, right? Sylphs, I still don't want to piss off, sylphs. That's fairies. We don't want to piss them off because they're not all happy foo-foo. These are energies that have been here longer than the earth. They're here as a foundation to maintain balance within this planet. I don't assume they're very happy right now. There's a lot of things going on, but throughout history, it's a negotiation all the time with shamans. We're always trying to figure out ways to work with the elementals, so we're not really working against them. You can feel as if it's a negative energy, and it could be an elemental. People invite these things into their home all the time. They put gnomes in the front yard, fairy gardens in their home, things like this. The light doesn't survive without the dark. Absolutely, Heather Johns. So what may be construed as an evil spirit or a negative spirit may be something different. Having the discernment to know what it is super key, right? My first go-to when working on something like this is, does this need compassion? And we move from there. We move from the place of love. And then we move on to other things later. Native Americans believe the souls are near until the 1-year anniversary of their death. Oh, wow. They get a whole year. Had a cool bone reading, and she told me that 5 days after my dad passed. It was awesome. He came through. That's awesome. In my experience, it's been a little bit tougher to work on. As a matter of fact, if somebody asks me for a reading of somebody that passed recently, I will decline. I don't believe that they may be in an emotional state to take a reading, as well as the soul itself has some healing to do, and it may be busy. So trying to figure its way out. So I try to be very level on that. I don't want to take advantage of anybody. And somebody deep in grief is somebody that is easy to take advantage of, and I just can't. Yes, I like this, Scorpio Zen. Primordial powers are neither. They are older than duality, much like a tornado, not an evil thing. They are just. Well, welcome, Luminous. I haven't been on very often lately. I've been doing a couple different things, and we're doing some travel, and we're doing a bunch of different stuff. So I haven't been on. Yeah. U.S. Buddhists don't believe in God either, right? Red eyes in the dark could be an animal. The eyes of an animal will appear red if dark room is dark and shines in your lights off the animal's eyes, especially common with cats. I missed your face too, Heather. Absolutely. Let's see. What else do we have? Okay. I suppose. Then what about people who do evil things like John Wayne Gacy? Okay. I believe in fairies too, Michelle Harris. Don't think I don't. Please don't think I don't. That's the sylph. That is the air energy, the air elements, the fairy. And fairies can be very malicious. That's why I'm like, and they invite them in the house. So they are an elemental. They flow. That's the thing with elementals, guys. They flow with the energy of the element they're with, right? So you have those salamanders, they're tired of that fire and that passion, anger, things like that. So, I mean, you in sylphs, they're just that air energy. You just have to be very discerning when working with them. We've westernized it a lot. And on an energetic level, they're very mercurial. Yeah, they can be very mercurial. Okay. What happens? What about people who do evil things? So let me tell you this, Sean. This is what my experience is. And I will say that because my experience may not be somebody else's experience, and they may have a different truth. But I'm telling you what the truth is I have discovered with working in the Akashic Halls, which is, I work there a lot. I work in the Akashic Halls a lot shamanically, doing soul retrieval, shadow work for past lives and things like that. And this is right down that alley, right? John Wayne Gacy knew exactly what he was coming to this life to do. He knew the karma he would incur. He knew exactly what path he was taking, and he set it up on the other side. His soul group set him up for it as well. They were facilitators in one way or another, bringing him this lesson. If you go in knowing what you're going for, you've done it on purpose. There is evil, there's light and dark in this world as well. So we have, on the other side, we plan for that. Jack the Ripper knew what he was doing when he got here. Or on the other side, he blueprinted it, right? Yeah. Oh, here comes the husband. He sounds warm. It's 100 degrees out almost. Yeah. God is a matter of perspective, and the deeper one delves that particular perspective, one will find all things drink from the same well of energy. Absolutely. Or source, as it were. Absolutely. Absolutely. Diana, did you see my question? Oh my gosh, Diana, my feed is flying. I'm looking. Oh yeah, he's warm. You okay?
Huh?
You okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Still
My
alive?
adopted kid called me and was concerned. He was a huge rock hound, and he went to dig up, but also started happening after his mom did. Okay, wait a minute. My adopted kid called me and was concerned. He was a huge rock hound, and he went to dig up, but also it started happening after his mom passed. My adopted kid called me and was concerned. He is a huge rock hound, and he went to dig up, but it also started happening after his mom passed.
So there's some of that sentences. Some of that is gone. They're missing data.
Oh, I'm missing data. I'm like,
It didn't. Whatever was
It
being
didn't
said
come
there
across.
didn't send it all. Either that or there was
They
a,
are shocking him. The rocks are biting him. Oh, the rocks are. He's shocked. He's getting shocked by the rocks. I don't know. That's the first one for me.
oh, your camera's fuzzy.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to switch out for the good one real quick.
No, I'm not touching anything electronic. Okay. Let's see. I'm curious to do some soul retrieval with you. I'm sure I've been a villain in someone's story time. I'm sure we all have been somebody's villain. Do the evildoers get forgiven in heaven? So I agree. Iron fire horses, karma evens out everything. But I also have to say that I am going to cause a ripple and say I don't believe in heaven or hell. And I say that because working the way we do, with Akashic and with life between lives and things like that, it has been brought across that that's so funny. My guides are like, it's an even playing field. We know what it's about, all about healing.
Don't think of it as heaven or hell. It's just the next plane.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Another classroom.
if you really want to get down to it, a lot of cases, this realm is like hell. But it is what you make of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
As well.
It is, if you were to there's a movie out there about this, like Judging Your Life or something like that. But it is a learning experience
Come on,
here.
80s.
Yeah. And then when you get to the other side, it's about healing. So consider this balance, right? Here we are, we're learning and we're going through all this hard stuff. That's why they call it hell on earth. And then the other side, you're learning. It's school on the other side, studying what you learned over here.
And how you dealt with
And
your lessons here.
Yeah. So I don't look at it as somebody's going to be tortured on the other side. What does that help? What does that help us? It doesn't. What that does is throws a soul into turmoil. That would deplete the soul energy on this planet. And we do not have a depletion of soul energy on this planet, let me tell you. There's a lot. Oh, okay. Let's see. Best to not get hung up on evil's punishment. Negative entities serve a purpose such as positive ones do. Absolutely. Light without shadow is blinding and destructive. I tried to figure it out, told him to cleanse them, and he has they don't connect with him anymore. Maybe it's time for new crystals, Diana.
I want to know what kind of crystals they are.
Yeah, what kind of crystals? Yep. Some people take longer to heal than others. Absolutely. Absolutely. But they know that it's going to happen. But everything is kept track quantumly in a bigger quantum computer. It's so funny you say that, Iron Fire Horse. So I've had a couple instances where I have been
more like a quantum consciousness.
Working with spirit and in front of a computer screen. Absolutely. Most of the time when that happens, I've been working with but with the goddess Artemis and end up in extraterrestrial situations. Every realm is different. My ex-husband died last night. I feel him all the time. He's very psychic and thought of a lot of these things.
I can't tell if my glasses are foggy or whether
it's the camera.
Is it dirty?
It's just old. The dog's ate it a couple times.
I know, but
don't touch it. Don't touch it.
It's fuzzy.
I know it's fuzzy. It doesn't change. I've cleaned it. I've used spray, all sorts of stuff.
My camera is identical. How about we put that camera on?
I'm not touching it. It's why it's zodiacal wheel. You're rolling along learning lessons. Yes, I think heaven and hell are real. I think hell is where there is no light. Like I said, everybody has a perspective, right? My daughter died a few months ago. So very, very sorry. I'm so glad she moved on. Would be so tragic to be stuck. The lion, most souls move on. You guys.
Look who it is.
Michael Groomer. Yeah. Haircuts for everyone, right? Haircuts. We miss you, Michael.
Mr. Groomer, good to see you, sir.
There's some tourmaline he dug up in California, all colors. I think some of them are for Denny Creek, which are from Washington State. He also has many. I'll ask him and message you and let you know. Yeah, let us know. You go to way stations in dreams? It's very cool. Yes, this is a big university experience. The material in our meat suits. Haircuts for everybody. Yay, Michael Grummer. But yeah,
It's warm out there.
it is warm out there. I was surprised that you're not huffing and puffing and that you're
Well,
good.
raking's pretty quick process.
Yeah.
Especially the way I did it. So
Yes. Quantum is a wonderful method for distance energy work. When you understand distance is an illusion, everything is at hand. Totally. We could get along. Good. What?
we could get along. As there was another option.
Lots of thoughts together on that. So, and anyways.
I was shocked to see you still on. I thought I'd been out there a lot longer than I was.
No, you were out quick like a rabbit.
Mm-hmm.
You were like a bunny.
I put it in a
Did
different...
you start dinner?
Last night I started dinner. We're having leftovers tonight. We're having
tonight's
brats and
leftover
burgers.
night. Okay.
Tomorrow morning I'll put the roast in.
You cooked like we're having a party.
I cooked brats, and I cooked some smash burgers that I made up, and I smoked a great big roast last night.
Smoking a pancake.
So it'll go in the pot in the morning and sit there and cook all day.
I know. It's frustrating. It's so frustrating.
She's all mine. Mine.
Anywho. Also helpful to realize separation is also an illusion. You can connect to any, as all have a speck of you in them. Oh, I love that. I love that. Yeah, we're kind of attached. Renee says, I have no actual experience upon which to draw from. However, I've been told that in instances like John Wayne Gacy or Hitler, as is the case for everyone, we all have free will to come when we come here. So example, Hitler came with the gift of a strong personal throat chakra. When he spoke, people were drawn to him. People listened. It's his free will that allows him to choose in which way he uses that gift, and that Hitler can use that just as easily use this gift in a more positive way, right? Yeah, he could go any way he wants, but he had, on the other side, what do we set up? You can feel the love in our house. We do have lots of love in our house.
She told me I would love her or she would beat me. See, she's looking for something to beat me with now. No, Daddy, no.
That's how it goes here.
If you can't laugh, you're the wrong out. Hey.
Like, this is my
Yeah.
working on my back.
Just keep it over
Working
there.
on my back. Working on my back.
Remember in the store when you did this to me?
Do you have any advice for me getting back into my mediumship work? Should I go back to free reading groups and start practicing again? Practicing is always going to be helpful. And the reason it's helpful is because of self-confidence. Because right now your self-confidence is down here, right? You need to be working on building your reliance, not reliance, that's not the right word. You need to be working on your trust with your guides and those coming across.
Trust your gut.
Because it's not you. You have to trust that you're just the mouthpiece and you're going to bring across the information that needs to be brought across in that moment. And here's my gratuitous plug. Try the group for 14 days. That's what we do, is we teach that. You didn't hear me talk about that before. I'm sorry. That's what we do. But it says 7 days, but it's actually a 14-day free trial. But we have over 300 classes in the membership on the basics, and everywhere from Ground Center Protect to aliens. And we have live classes each month, all sorts of incredible stuff going on. But, it is about...
Put that down, please.
It is about trusting that you are a clear channel.
Oh, I trust that you'll hit me with that.
So trust yourself.
Has that got a balloon in it?
This side is squishy. See?
No. Let me have it in my hand for a moment. You ain't getting that back.
No. It's good for my back.
That's great.
Okay. With that, you guys, I'm gonna go have leftovers with my husband.
I'm not hungry right now. I was waiting for Junior to get
You
home.
never know where you're gonna-
He should be home anytime. Besides
Yep.
that, we got corn on the cob to make too.
Oh, that's true. I thought that was for the other.
No.
Okay. All right. With that, you guys, we're gonna head out of here. We had a lot of topics, which we try to do. You know, we tried to find what people need in the moment and go with that. So, if you haven't subscribed or like our channel, please do so, and hopefully find us again. So, find light, find love, find joy, feel divine because you are. And
May the light be with you always.
all right, guys, have a good night. Bye.